I mentioned that I was giving away pizza to this local place. It was a family-owned business, and they were not happy about it. And they knew somebody at the college that I was going to. And, like the next Monday or Tuesday or something after that happened, I was asked politely to leave. And I did, and,
Aw, that's
for making people eat pizza?
No, for making them puke on air.
Yeah, that was the problem.
And how did you make them puke?
Well, I didn't make them puke, and honestly, I don't know if they actually did. It could have all been theater of the mind, right?
So you didn't feed them?
It was like
I didn't
call.
feed them.
No, you call in and...
This is 20 years ago. We were on the phone, okay? Before,
the landline.
But you weren't like feeding them pizza to throw up.
No, they want a pizza.
Pizza was the prize.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would have done it.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want a free pizza when you're in college?
Why would you get kicked out? That's so... I guess it was 20 years ago.
It was 20 years ago. It was rural Kansas, and...
that was like...
Yeah, I've been to Kansas.
It was a big deal at the time, but, Kansas sucked, man.
Yeah, it sucks.
I would never go back there. It was wild, though, when I lived there, man. Cool story. You'll appreciate this as a shredder. When I went to school there, it was in Colby, Kansas. I went to school there because they had a radio station, and I wanted to do radio. They had a real radio station. And I got there, and I was taking a film and a TV class. And did I tell you this when we were over at Borski's?
If you did, I don't remember it.
So I lived in a trailer park, right? And my neighbor 2 doors down from me in the trailer 2 doors away from mine was also in my film class. And I noticed him one day in my class, and then I started looking at his tattoos, and he had a Dente Primo tattoo, which is the Pantera click.
Yeah.
It's like the Black Tooth Grin tattoo, right? And I was like, dude, are you in Pantera? And he looked like he might be in Pantera, right? Yeah. But I knew he wasn't in Pantera. But he told me, he's like, no, I'm Daryl, and he was the guy who shot all the home videos. And my neighbor.
I do remember this. Yes.
I did tell you that, right? Yeah.
The shorter version.
It's a claim to fame of mine. It's one of those moments in my life where I sometimes, because he asked me, and it is what it is. I didn't do it. But he asked me, he was like, you want to go push some crates, we can make that happen. So I was this close to going on the road with Pantera at 18. But I was also in love at the time. And, I would have just been pushing crates and loading stuff and sweating my ass off. I never would have hung out with him. I'd always be in the city, next city, right?
That's pretty cool.
You definitely wouldn't have known the band.
Maybe one day.
Definitely.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you could have. I think if anybody could have. I
met Vinnie Paul one time. I got to interview him when he was in Hell Yeah.
Oh.
No way.
Yeah, at Ozfest.
Wow.
Back in 2008, I think, in Dallas. Yeah.
Like on a radio station?
Yeah, at the time I worked for the Eagle in Dallas, which is no longer a rock station, but they were like the biggest rock station in Dallas forever.
I listen to the Eagle now.
Yeah.
Dude, that's legendary.
Yeah, man. That was a great day. That was an insane day. Ozfest 2008, Dallas, Texas.
Wow.
I'm probably like 27 years old, and I interviewed Hell Yeah. Vinnie Paul, Chad from Mudvayne is also in that band. And
that would have been a big deal for him in Dallas.
Oh, it was huge.
Yeah. It
was huge. And it was a really big deal for me too. I'm from Dallas, right? So it was like even bigger for me. And I'm like, I grew up on Pantera. I told you that when we met, like that. I still listen to Pantera every day. Yeah. And so it was a trip for me. I had been close to him in the past, but never had a chance to talk to him. And it was one of those. But let me tell you what was wilder. Besides interviewing Vinnie Paul, that same day, bro. That same day, I met James from Metallica. I did not interview him, but I did meet him. I got a picture with him.
Sweet.
I interviewed Ozzy.
No.
I interviewed Ozzy, and I watched Metallica on stage at Ozfest in Dallas, and standing right next to me the entire set was Jack Osbourne, Ozzy's kid.
What?
So that's like one of my all-time greatest experiences.
And that was probably like peak Meet the Osbourne. What was the reality?
Oh yeah, that was still real hot right then. Yeah. If not that, it was like Ozzy and Jack had their show going. I can't remember that. It's all so long ago now. But yeah, they were in full swing.
Dang.
I'm gonna rewind, but ask you about all of them. So what was Vinny like?
From what I remember, man, he was just he's the cool. He had a persona about him. Like he was like the coolest guy in the room, and it wasn't because he like was trying to let you know he was the coolest guy in the room. You just knew he was the coolest guy.
Yeah.
The guy.
Right. He was the man, and he was always smiling, always good vibes. All those guys that I had an opportunity to spend some time with, always positive, always smiling, always enjoying the moment, you know, and that's what I remember about him.
Dang. Is there like a recording of that somewhere or a video that you still have?
I have pictures. I have pictures of the interview. There is somewhere because when I was in Dallas and doing my show here in Houston, back in that whole era.
I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. If you want to check out more podcast videos, studio footage, live footage, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and make sure you're subscribed to YouTube Earl Shreds, YouTube Shred Clips, and YouTube Shred Shed Podcast for full podcast video episodes. And be sure to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever you got. Love you guys so much. Please hit the subscribe button.